You are looking live at the NASDAQ, which had a inverted candle today. It does not look good. Open strong, open like a lion and close like a lamb. And I want to zoom in here. It was down 83 points or 0.58% and closed at 14,146. It's still 4.2% above its 50 and nearly a percent above its 21, which is this magenta line. We still have the power trend, the Webby RSI, everything's all intact here. It's just, if I zoom in a little closer, this reversal candle here on the 29th, which saw the high of 14,423, it has not approached that level since, and you can see this sideways action. And you can start to see the 10 curling down a little bit. And then today's candle looked much like, I believe that was last Wednesday's candle. So Wednesday's been two bad Wednesdays in a row here. And you see the follow through to the downside. So tomorrow, I would, you got to have expectations. I would expect us to open up to the downside maybe. But, we'll wait and see. This is what happened last Friday. We had the hammer candle. So just one day at a time. Today's action was not good. It looks to me like it's just digesting these big gains, but could be construed as stalling as we have higher volume without further price action. But yeah, today yeah, just not a good candle there, folks. Sorry for jumping around the screen there, but I just wanted to zoom in and show you that. Now I'll do it one more time. This is the 29th where we had the reversal, then it's just kind of digested for a week. And now today we have another one of these inverted hammers. So expectations would be probably a rough morning tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see. Take it one day at a time. The Russell really opened like a house of fire this morning. If I go to the 5-minute, you can see it just boom, straight up. Looked like it was really going to ramp and then sold off all day. This one closed with high volume. That does not look good either. For the Russell, I've got to go to the 10-year, because as long as this 10-year keeps going down, I'm thinking those small caps are going to trend higher. This is definitely trending lower at 4.12% yield on the 10-year. And as long as that continues lower, I got to expect the Russell to continue to trend higher. It's just not going to go up every day. And today's candle is just, yeah, probably see some follow through to the downside tomorrow. But like I said, we just take it one day at a time. It's not the end of the world. The 10 has now, rallied through the 200. So these short-term moving averages are definitely ramping higher. This is your 21 here. And the 50 is curling up as well. So, it looks pretty good for the Russell. It's just going to take some time, I believe. Anyway, we look at stocks and not these indexes. I trade stocks, not indexes. I don't want to hold on to any index for too long. Here's Apple. Had a nice day yesterday and, gave some back today. Still looks pretty good. It was up at 2.1% today and gave back 0.5% today. So 2 steps forward, half a step back. I think the longs will take that. Microsoft hanging on to the 20 there, 21 there. Nothing wrong there. Down 1% today. Let it flag out and go sideways. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that type of action. Amazon, yesterday it had a really nice move, and then today gave 1.61% back. Yeah, just biding his time. You can definitely see this sideways action looking like the index. Google, this is the weakest of these Mag 7 or whatever, Magnificent 7. Inside day today, lighter volume. So yeah, Google, like I say, the weakest of that bunch. Meta, it was down yesterday and followed through to the downside today, but it's just hanging on to its 50 here. This will probably be an opportunity for those who like to buy at the 50. Was it 317? Yeah, 342 to 317. That's a nice give back. And looks to be finding support there, to see if the shorts can push it down further. If there's further selling tomorrow. Anyway, Tesla, this stock is to me, it looks pretty good. It's above its moving averages, is making this little pinching action, this little flag action. So Tesla looks pretty good. It's in this double bottom base pattern, but we'll just have to take it one day at a time. NVIDIA, I put this on our red list today. I really thought it was going to bounce. It looked like it was, and then it got rejected there at the 10 and then just came back to the 50. So it's just a big nothing burger today, down 2%. Yeah, I really like this. This looks a lot like Meta, where it just can't get off its 50 for 3 sessions there. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I also put AMD in there. You know, this one looks good to me, this cup with handle pattern. I think you got to look at the weekly on this. This is a nice consolidation. It's down the last couple of weeks in lighter volume, but yeah, it's hanging there at the 21. So to me, AMD still looks good. Wanted to get off that 120 level though and start pushing higher. Anyway, I'm going to move on to there's some stocks that were moving today, and stocks that are showing strength and setup and bases and starting to push away. These are the home builders, DR Horton, obviously with a nice move. We had a earnings report from Toll Brothers last night. It was well received, but this thing closed near the low of its daily range, which is something you really don't want to see, but I think it just was brought down with the general market weakness there as it closed at 5% of its daily range. So like, you know, pretty much everything else, closing at the lows today. Could just be some caution ahead of the non-farm payrolls number on Friday. This is Lennar. This one did not close near the lows. It's closed at 64% of its daily range, up 2.63%. So that one looks good. And did I do Pulte Homes? Pulte, Lennar, DR Horton, Toll Brothers? Yeah, up 1.69%. So the home builders were definitely strong today, and I couldn't help but notice the cruise lines and the travel group showing strength. This one is just consolidating in a base. This is Carnival Cruise Lines, and you could see this big base. It formed a base here and ran up. Now it's forming another base. So Carnival looks pretty good to me. RCL, I think that was a more popular one. Yeah, 30 billion market cap, a little bigger. You can see it's quite a bit ahead of Carnival. The Royal Caribbean is already breaking out of its base here. I should have had that one on my ready list, but I didn't. So you can't kiss all the babies, but it is starting to push away from its base. And, you know, it's probably getting a little late in the game to be trying to latch on to that move. NCLH. This is a Norwegian Cruise Lines is coming off the bottom, rallying through the 200. You can see the 10 now is rallying through the 200. Moving averages, short-term turning up, and the RS rallying through the industry group moving average. So that looks all pretty good for a Norwegian. Airbnb, like this business model, but it's in a double bottom base here. Stock is acting well, cannot deny it. Looks pretty decent. And the last one I was going to show was the airline. So the airlines are doing well too. This is Delta coming off the lows. Got to look at the weekly. This had a big move and then just gave it all up all summer long. And now it's starting to rally here the last couple months. So Delta, nice 3.54% move today. I'm going to move on to software stocks. BRZE, this one's had a heck of a move. It's up 7% after hours after earnings report tonight. Real nice earnings report, real nice beat and raise quarter. We had this on our ready list there, about $50. I think it was 49 something or 48.74, somewhere in there. But it's rallied, it's moved out, so that's not on our list any longer. But congrats to the longs there. GTLB, this one broke out yesterday, and 11% move with almost 900% above average volume. So yeah, something is coming in buying that. It's not Aunt Sally. Just having trouble with the 60 level though. You know, once again, it closed 25% of its daily range, and it makes its big moves up, and then so that means sellers are coming in and taking profits. Now is another stock that's just been on a rampage. This one keeps pulling back and finding support at the 10 EMA. Service now looks good. And the Square was breaking out today, and then it was up like, I don't know, $8 or so, and then it pulled back, closed the mid range of its daily range today. So I'm going to move on from those to this cybersecurity stocks. CrowdStrike was this thing broke out on earnings last week. It didn't break out on earnings, just gapped higher. It was already broke out way back here, and it just wants higher prices. This thing just wants higher prices. The reason why the security stocks were up was the earnings report from SentinelOne. It was up 16% today with over 400% above average daily volume. So that goes on our PEG list, our power earnings gap list. And Palo Alto Networks is another one. This one gave it back a little bit today. Still above the 10. It looks good. Zscaler, having trouble with that 200 level, but that one looks good above the 10. And Rapid, RPD, Rapid 7, set up in a big, long consolidation pattern here. Stage 1 base. This one has potential to move. So that one's going on our ready list for tomorrow. All right. I got to move to the drug stocks because they are really struggling. Eli Lilly, you can see this one here just kind of flattening out. It's kind of doing what CrowdStrike did in the summer, where it had this big move. It just went sideways for a long time. I believe this is kind of like stealth accumulation here. Pulled back to its 50. I would not be surprised to see Eli Lilly move here pretty soon before the February 6th earnings report. Novo Nordisk has been showing weakness as well, pulled back to the 50, just like Eli Lilly. This one is in a little more dramatic fashion and not going just sideways, but we'll see if it finds support there at the 50. Something tells me it will, even if it trades below it for a few days. I believe it will find support there. TGTX, this one was up nearly 15% as one of the competition. Merck's multiple sclerosis drug failed, and TG has the best MS drug. It's just they thought they were going to get a lot of conversions from the Roche's drug to their drug, but they didn't. But what they found out is they're getting a lot of the new patients are being subscribed, so that means that it kind of delayed their numbers. And I think they had 16 million and 25. The 140 was for 140 million was for their licensing, but they guided to 35 million for the next quarter, and we'll see if they come in higher than 35 million. So they go 16, 25, 35, or 40. That's a nice ramp as they're getting new patients, new MS patients are being subscribed. They're not getting the conversions from the people who are already on, the patients who are already on the rival drug. And so the doctors didn't want to, change drugs on their patients. And VKTX is, they have this weight loss drug. And I'm going to talk about this one a little more later on, but they had the weight loss drug, and there was a weight loss company bought out earlier in the week, Cam4. And this one went up on speculation that it's going to be bought out too. They have a better drug than the one that was bought out. So yeah, definitely one to pay attention to here. I like that 1636, and if it came back to that area, take a swing at this guy. All right. The last but not least is the retail stocks. There's a lot of retail stocks showing strength. I'm not going to get to all of them, of course, but this is Gap, which gapped higher and now is just trending higher. You can see the 10 to 21. All the moving averages, all the indicators are just trending higher. So Gap Stores looks very good. Garmin is another one, kind of like a product, consumer electronic products. I use Garmin for golf for my little rangefinder, and this one is just trending higher. Not much you can say about that. It's just in a trend, and that's what trend trader like me, we like trends. Signet Jewelers, their CEO was talking about how I guess more people are getting married and buying their little wedding rings at Signet Jewelers, but it was up 5.89% yesterday, followed through with a 6.19% gap higher today. So Signet looking very good. Congrats to the longs there. ELF, this one just setting up in a base. Really like this action here. After the big long move, it had this base, the big long move, now another 14-week base. I think if you're patient here, this one's going to pay dividends. It's got triple-digit earnings growth, real strong sales growth. Elf Beauty, yeah, that looks good too. Dave and Buster's. This is a weird action today. They reported earnings and it went up to the old 47.29, which was this old high here, and then just got rejected like Matombo, then came back down, and closing range was 23% of the daily range there. So it just came right back down. Could be just with general market weakness. It'd be definitely one to watch in the next few sessions to see if that one can follow through. You could see this it's kind of like a consolidation and base on base on base. So it's just kind of been going sideways for like 3 years. So maybe Dave and Buster's can come out to play. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, except for I lied. I have one more thing, and that is CERE was bought out this afternoon after the markets closed. It's up 15%, but you can take a look at the action here this week. Yeah, somebody knew something here. Is up 22% Monday. Partially because of the news of the other buyout, speculation that this is going to be bought out. Then 12% yesterday, nearly 4% today, and now 15% after hours. So, and you can see the big volume coming in. So somebody knew something here. I don't think that's just speculation, but this is all good for the drug stocks. And you want to talk about, the software names that got beat up during the bear market, and they certainly did, but these drug stocks have just been pulverized. I mean, just so much weakness. And I know the COVID climax, happened in 21, and it was due to sell off right after COVID, but these things have just been mercilessly sold. I mean, just relentless selling here, but now it's set up in a base, and you can see this double bottom base here. And if I go to the daily, you can see recent strength here as it comes through the 200. This is the XBI. And I would say that the drug stocks, if you're looking for something off the bottom that's beat up, there might be something to these drug stocks. I did mention the software names, and they got punished too. But this is a nice sell-off during the 2022 bear. But you can see this year had a nice run, recent consolidation, and now was up like 5 weeks in a row, just like the index. That doesn't look anything like the XBI, which is maybe starting to come out of its 3 years of just brutal selling. Anyway, we can only hope. There are some drug stocks that I like, and not many, but we'll see if they can start to improve over time. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. I'll be back tomorrow at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. Thank you for watching.